We are looking at frustration in marriage today, and we'll be concentrating on the causes, the effects, and prevention. The following are the causes of frustration in marriage. One is poor communication, which simply means ineffective communication. This leads to misunderstanding, misconception, misinterpretation, and unmet expectations. So when there is poor communication, when there is gap in communication, when one is not fully informed about one thing or the other that is going on, or maybe one of the partner is not fully informed of what is going on in the family, this will lead to communication breakdown and will lead to misunderstanding and misconception, and unity will not be there. And of course, such can lead to frustration in that marriage. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 29 to 32. Proverbs chapter 10 verse 32. Number 2 is unrealistic expectation. Unrealistic expectation can cause frustration in marriage. Setting unrealistic expectation can lead to disappointment and frustration. When the budgets or the strategy or the plan ahead that the couples are targeting to achieve is not attainable, or they are unable to realize that, this can actually lead to, or can bring a great disappointment on the part of the couples, and kind of frustration can set in because of the unmet expectation. So couples are advised not to have rigid plans, rigid desires, but their plans and their desires should be flexible, that can be adjusted and that can be amended. And setting unrealistic expectation should not be a do-or-die affair, that I must do this, I must achieve this, I must get this. No, our plans, our goals, our aspirations should be flexible. Proverbs chapter 10 verse 28, Matthew chapter 5 verse 37 to 42. Number 3 is lack of intimacy and emotional connection. When there is a wide gap between the husband and the wife in terms of intimacy and emotional connection, when the intimacy is low, and they are not close, they hardly interact, they hardly communicate, they hardly discuss, they hardly share ideas, it can lead to a very sad, terrible situation, and frustration can set in. Neglecting emotional and physical intimacy can lead to feeling of isolation and frustration. So the party will feel isolated, abandoned, or rejected. So this can lead to a kind of frustration, or can bring frustration into that into such family. And emotional, when there's no emotional connection between them, when there's no feeling, there's no interaction, there's no encouragement, there's no advice, there's no motivation between them, this can also lead to frustration. Genesis chapter 2 verse 24, 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 35. Number 4 is financial stress. Financial struggle can create tension and frustration in the marriage. When the family is battling with one financial challenges or the other, and unable to realize their desire and to meet up with the family demands and needs, this can cause a very serious kind of frustration on the part of the family or the partners. For instance, unable to pay the house rent, unable to pay school fees, unable to meet the day-to-day activities of the family needs. This can actually lead to kind of frustration and can even break such family. So 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 10, Proverbs chapter 22 verse 7. Number 5 is unresolved conflicts. Unresolved conflict can also simmer and boil over, leading to frustration. When there are outstanding, pending conflicts that are yet to be resolved and have been rolling over from days to days, month to months, It has been lingering over the months, over the days, over the year. This can actually bring or lead to frustration. The couples will be frustrated because of the pressure and the impact of the conflict on both sides that has not been resolved. So this can actually lead to frustration in both physically, spiritually, and emotionally. Frustration will set in. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29 to 32. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 32. Now, what are the effects of frustration in marriage? The effect of frustration in marriage. Number one, emotional distress. Frustration can lead to emotional pain, anxiety, and depression. Of course, when the partner or one of the partner is frustrated, this will actually lead to emotional pain all the time. There will be pain, anger, there will be discouragement, there will be frustration, there will be depression can also set in such minds. Psalms 55 verse 22, Matthew chapter 11 verse 28 to 30. So it can lead to emotional pain, regret, and anxiety, fear, and even depression. Number two is endangered relationship. Frustration can damage trust, intimacy, and communication in marriage. So when either of the party is frustrated, the trust will be uprooted, and intimacy will be isolated, and communication will be precipitated in that marriage. So it can lead to a kind of damage to trust. The trust will no longer be there. The intimacy between the couples will be hindered, and the communication in that marriage will be hampered. So we said that frustration can damage relationship. It can damage relationship. It will destroy the trust in that family. Intimacy be shattered, and communication will break down in such marriage. Proverbs chapter 10 verse 32. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 29 to 32. Number three is physical consequences. Chronic frustration can lead to physical health problems such as hypertension, headache, and sleep disturbance. Physical consequence. Chronic frustration can lead to physical health problems such as hypertension, headache, and sleep disturbance, or probably we call it insomnia. So when there is a serious frustration or chronic frustration, such individual will have some health challenges. It can lead to high blood pressure, hypertension, can lead to incessant headache, which can also be compounded to another, that can also lead to another terrible ailments, and also lead to insomnia, that is sleep disturbance, unable to sleep through the night. And you know what that can mean. When somebody cannot sleep throughout the night, it can be very, very, very disastrous to such health. Proverbs chapter 14 verse 1, Matthew chapter 5 verse 21 to 22. Number four is spiritual consequence. Frustration can lead to spiritual disconnection, causing individual to turn away from God. It can affect the relationship with our Creator, make that person to be discouraged in serving God, in praying to God, in reading the Word of God, and in fellowshipping with God. So it can bring that person down spiritually. Psalm 42 verse 1 to 5, Romans chapter 1 verse 21. Now, what are the preventive strategies? What are those preventive strategies to frustration? What are those things that can prevent frustration? One, effective communication. Practice active listening, empathy, and clear communication. So couples are encouraged to practice active listening to one another. Create time to listen to one another, to chat together, to discuss together, and to communicate clearly, openly, honestly with one another. Or communicate honestly with one another, and in sincerity. Be open up to each other. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 29 to 32. Proverbs chapter 10 verse 32. Number two, realistic expectations. Set achievable goals and manage expectation. Set flexible, achievable goals and manage their expectation. Set goals daily weekly, monthly, and yearly that are achievable, and work towards it together in unity as husband and wife. Work towards it, and whatever you achieve, thank God, and whatever you are unable to achieve, then you can readjust your plans and strategy. So your plans and strategy should not be a do-or-die affair. So it should be flexible and not rigid. Proverbs chapter 10 verse 28, Matthew chapter 5 verse 37 to 42. Number 3, intimacy and emotional connection. Prioritize emotional and physical intimacy. Both the husband and the wife must make it a point of duty to always be close to each other, emotionally and physically, interact together, chat together, discuss together, communicate together, and do everything together. Genesis chapter 2 verse 24, 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 3 to 5. Number 4, financial management. Manage finances collaboratively, creating a budget and saving plan. As family, as husband and wife, as couple, you must plan, manage your finances together. Create a budget that is manageable. Create a budget and have a saving plan for the week, for the month, for the year. Have a saving plan. Have a saving plan. 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 10, Proverbs chapter 22 verse 7. Number 5, conflict resolution. Conflict resolution. Address conflict promptly, seeking resolution and reconciliation. These 3 are very, very important. You must address whatever can lead to conflict. Address it immediately, and promptly. Seeking resolution. Try to resolve issue amicably and with understanding, and reconcile together as quickly as possible. Don't allow any problem or any conflict to linger for days or weeks or months. This can be very frustrating. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 29 to 32, Matthew chapter 18 verse 15 to 20. We'll also point out and mention in this episode there was some principle for a healthy marriage. 1, love and respect. Both of them must love and respect each other's opinion and suggestion. Love and respect are essential components of a healthy marriage. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 25 to 33. Communication and conflict resolution. Healthy communication and conflict resolution are very important. Trust and faithfulness is also very necessary in marriage. And mutual support and encouragement. Both of them must support each other financially, maritally, in everything. Financially, physically, emotionally, even spiritually, they must support each other. Example from the scriptures, we have the example of Adam and Eve. This illustrates the importance of communication, trust, and mutual respect in a marriage. Genesis chapter 2 verse 24. Story of Abraham and Sarah illustrates the importance of trust, faithfulness, and mutual support in marriage. Genesis chapter 11 verse 27 to 32. Story of Jesus Christ and the Pharisees illustrate the importance of love, respect, and humility in marriage. Matthew chapter 19 verse 3 to 5. So by understanding and applying these principles, couples can build a strong and fulfilling marriage that honors God. So in summary, we have looked at causes of frustration, effects of frustration, and the prevention of frustration. We say causes of frustration include the following: poor communication, unrealistic expectation, lack of intimacy and emotional connection, financial stress, unresolved conflicts. And we said the effects of frustration in marriage are as follows: emotional distress, damaged relationship, physical consequences, spiritual consequences. And we looked at the preventive measures that to prevent frustration in marriage. The following are very, very essential: effective communication, which means that they must practice active listening and empathy. Realistic expectation, that they should set achievable goals and manage expectation. Intimacy and emotional connection, we should prioritize emotional and physical intimacy between the couples. Financial management, both couples should manage finances collaboratively, creating a budget and saving scheme. Conflict resolution, they should address conflict promptly, seeking resolution and reconciliation. So if these features are practiced and observed, definitely there will not be frustration in marriage again. So we appreciate you can just help us to share this episode with your friends, your colleague, your loved ones, wherever they are across the world, to also benefit from what we have discussed in this episode. Thank you very much. Lastly, we want you to add your comments or your opinion in the comment section. We want you to advise us this time around. What advice do you have for us? Please put it in the comment section as your opinion. Let's know how to amend or where we are making mistake and where we need to adjust. Please let's know. Kindly do that in the comment section. Thank you and have a wonderful day.